Hey everybody, it's Juliana, and you're totally going to hear my daughter in the background because she is talking to friends. So don't be surprised. I'm trying to see if we're live. Oh yeah. So anyway, are y'all out there? Anybody home? Anybody there? Hello? Let me see if I can connect to the path. Can you see? Okay. All right, I'm trying to see, guys. So bear with me. Oh, geez. Oh, you know how every time I do anything that has to do with anything, dog's got to get involved. All right. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Make sure I turn this down. Oh my goodness, this phone is so slow, y'all. I am attempting to use my daughter's phone to see what's going on, but it is like ridiculously slow. So, yeah. So anyway, let's see. I'm gonna put that over there. Let me just see what this camera is doing. It's asking me something, so I'm gonna just take a peek, guys. Can you all see this? Let me see what's going on. Do I have to go this way for a live? Oh, I do. Okay, then. It's okay. Hold that thought. Oh, sorry. There's. Yeah, just ignore that. Ignore that, guys. Ignore that. Yeah, ignore Bang Chan in the distance there. Anyway. Let me see. Let me know if y'all can see me properly. And ignore all the crap on my counter. I didn't expect to have to put the camera this direction, so we're working with it here. Smudge my art. Okay, I guess I'll show you all since I have you on here, but I have been drawing a lot lately. I'm actually sending this out to somebody. So yeah. Eek. I just started drawing a little, maybe like a couple months ago. So I am definitely still learning. Okay. So I am thank you. So I don't know if you're into K-pop at all, but that is a member of a group called Stray Kids. That I have an absolute addiction to. But I started drawing them like a couple of months ago. So here, I'll show you a couple others real quick. I know this is not what y'all came for, but I'm just going to show you a few anyway. Okay, so let me see. I have this like obsession with lips lately, especially with like drawing them. So I have like a bunch of the members of Stray Kids in here. Oh, I don't like that one. That's anyway, let me see one that I really love and I'll share it. Oh, that one's pretty decent. Where is it? I have a couple that are particularly my favorites. Okay, so thank you. I don't know. I didn't even know I could draw like this until like about 3 months ago. Well, maybe 4 now. I mean, it's just getting better and better the more I practice. So, okay, this is one of my favorites of Hunjin. I love that one. Okay, what else? Oh, some other folks I've drawn. I've done a few people here and there that aren't K-pop men. But yeah. Oh, there's Felix. Okay, so if you're into K-pop and if you like Stray Kids, then Felix is my bias. But honestly, I love them all. But he's the one I draw the most, honestly. I draw him constantly. I have a really good one hanging up on the wall, but I don't want to undo the camera. But anyway. So those are just like a small sketchbook. And I don't know, I work on them sort of just off and on. So I probably like did this one of Hunjin in like 2 days, but I don't even really know like how long I spend on them because I get so absorbed into it and I'm just like staring at their pictures for hours and just trying to get all the details and really look at it so closely. So I'm sure it's like hours and hours and hours, but it doesn't feel like that long. So yeah. I probably should do some drawing videos, even though I am far from like so great at it in comparison to other artists. But I do really love doing it. And part of why I love it so much is because I get to draw my Stray Kids. So so yeah. I have been sharing my drawings quite a bit on my socials, which I'm on Instagram, but I used to be Blue Door Barn on Instagram, but I changed it recently because instead of like any of my crochet or my hand knitting stuff, it's basically all K-pop related. So it's no longer Blue Door Barn, but I do share a lot of my my drawings there. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. The purpose of my coming live today was to share and answer questions about finger knitting or hand knitting because I get lots of comments. Most of them are super positive, which is great. I'm so thankful for that. But sometimes I get questions about, like just different things. How do you attach more than one skein and just lots of different things. But also recently I had somebody that was super upset because they could not figure it out. So yeah, I figured I would just come on here and talk a little bit about how to, actually do the finger knitting and also to, excuse me, answer any questions if anybody has any. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some. And anybody, if you come up with a question, feel free to ask because I'm totally open to that. Or if you feel like talking about K-pop, I'm completely open to that too. All right. So first things first is if you're going to make basically anything with finger knitting, you're going to need to start with a foundation chain or your starting chain. And first thing you're going to need to do to make that happen is to make a slip knot. So let's go ahead and do one so you can see what that's all about. So I like to make a little U in my yarn. So I have my ball of yarn here. And so the yarn that's coming from that is my working yarn. And this is my tail. So I make this little U and then I just flip it so that it makes this little loop. I reach through the loop and grab the working yarn, see, and then pull it through. Now I'm using the working yarn and the tail, and I'm just pulling them. So that tightens up this. Now, if I want to close the loop, because this is way too big to get started with, I'm just going to pull on, oh gracious, the working yarn, get my brain right, and it will make that loop smaller. And if I want to, I can make it looser just by pulling this loop out. But again, I want to make it smaller to start with for sure, because we're going to do our chain stitches to do our foundation chain. So I'm just going to pull the working yarn until I get to a loop size that I like. So when I'm starting on a project, I do like to have a bit smaller loop. And we're going to start with some chain stitches. So to do a chain, all you're going to do is reach through this loop, grab the working yarn and pull it through. That creates your first chain, which is actually this one. Again, I'm just going to put my fingers through, grab that working yarn and pull it through to make another chain, 1 and 2. So let's do a couple more. I'm going to do like 5 more. I'm going to reach through, grab the working yarn and pull it up a loop. And then again. And I'm going to try to keep the the size of these loops consistent. That way it will just look a lot neater at the end of the project. So last one, I'm going to reach through and pull up a loop. So it gives me this nice little foundation chain that we've started. And you can count. Oh geez, sorry. Adeline. Okay, that would be my daughter and her friend. Apparently they need cookies. Oh my gosh. And they needed cookies. They're good now. Oh my gosh. So we've got our chain started. Now, keep in mind, this is what you're going to start with for like basically any project, right? So if you're going to be making a huge blanket, you're going to start with this foundation chain, and you're just going to keep going until it's the size, basically the width or the length, I guess it could go either way, of the project that you want. So for instance, if you're making a blanket, it would be much more. Let's say you were just going to make a little, I don't know, a placemat. Okay, then it would be shorter. Or let's say you're going to make a scarf and you want it to be more narrow. So it's just going to depend on your project with how many chain you want to use. And sometimes there's patterns out there, of course, that will tell you exactly how much to do. So we're going to look at this really quick, this foundation chain, and I'm going to show you how you can tell how many stitches you have if you by chance lose count, which does happen sometimes. So you are going to look at these little bumps right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. So we have 7, 7 chain. So don't forget, if you have any questions, if you want to see something over again, just stop me and ask the question. I'm happy to oblige. Okay, so we're going to start going back in this direction. So we're going to start building the project this way. So what do we do to do that? Here's what we do. On the foundation chain row, this is the first row, only the first row. We're going to leave this one open. Okay, we're just going to like turn it up as if it's coming back this way. We're just going to let it hang there. Okay, and that is part of this stitch right here. So we're going to go to the next open stitch, which is this one right here. Okay, and to get our first full stitch, we're going to reach under here, grab the working yarn, which is attached to the ball of yarn again, pull it through and pull up a loop. And we're leaving this one right here. Don't do anything with that one for now. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next open chain, which is right here. We're going to reach through, grab that yarn and pull up a loop. Again, you're going to want to start thinking about consistency in your sizes of loops. So you don't want one to be huge and one to be small. You want them to be similar in size. That'll give it a much neater look. In this case, I'm making them a little bit smaller. You could certainly make them fuller, bigger. It will make much looser piece. If you have smaller stitches like this, it will make a much more dense fabric. All right, so we're going to the next open stitch, which is here. I'm going to just reach through. It's just this top loop, see, on the foundation chain. Grab the yarn, working yarn, and pull it through. Again here, next one. Pull that up. Okay, again, next one. Reach through, grab the working yarn, and pull up a loop. Okay, last one. This is the knot. So this is the first chain you made. This one looks like it is, but it's actually the knot. See, it sort of bunches up here and it looks like it's the knotted end of the fabric. All right, so we're going to reach through here and pull up the loop. All right, so look, we did our first row. Okay. All right, so we're going to begin going back this way now. This is really just a practice of going back and forth and back and forth. So as we're going back, this time we are going to catch this first loop. It's only on this very first row that we skip this first loop. Hey, Katie? Okay, so this particular yarn is Eternal Bliss yarn from Hobby Lobby. And honestly, it's really probably the best deal that you can get on this yarn, and my favorite, because when they do their 30% off, then it's only like $5 something a skein, which is really reasonable. And even I went to Walmart today and I was looking at something similar, and it's not as nice. It's not as good a quality as this. And it's like $7 and something, and it never goes on sale. So I would definitely recommend going to Hobby Lobby if you have one close, or even you can order it online and you'll still get the 30% off. And just FYI, the yarn is on sale every other week. So if it's not on sale the week you're looking, then the next week it will be on sale. And that's just the way it is all the time. So yeah, Eternal Bliss, it's a jumbo yarn. You could also use some of the Line brand jumbo yarns. There's definitely other ones out there, but this one is my favorite and I think it's really cost effective. And I have a Hobby Lobby locally, so that works out for me. All right. So anyway, where were we? We are going to go back this way. Like I said, we're just building. So we're going to go into this first loop. All we're going to do is reach through that loop that we created before, grab the working yarn, and pull up a loop. Okay, and we're going to, again, try to be consistent with our loops. There is one thing I wanted to mention. Actually, this is something that I do like to think about. And that is at the end of the rows, I like it when the loops are a bit smaller because it makes the ends line up really nice and be really straight and pretty. So reach through, grab the working yarn, and pull up that loop, right? Okay. Now we're going to keep moving down the line. So we just move our working yarn so that it's going the right direction. And we're going to go to the next open loop, reach through there and grab the working yarn, pull up a loop. Okay. When we are pulling up a loop, I'm going to show you in this one. Reach through, grab the working yarn, and pull up a loop. Now, when I'm pulling it up, I've pulled it up like this, right? You want to be consistent in how you're doing this because I could pull up the loop. Let me show you. I could reach through, pull up a loop, and turn it, but I don't want to do that. I want to bring it straight up. And I want to do that consistently each time. So when I reach through, grab my yarn, pull it straight through and straight up. That way you don't get any twisting. You don't have stitches that are one way and the other. Okay. I'm going to reach through, pull up a loop. Next open stitch is here. Reach through and pull up a loop. Okay. And now we're coming to that open loop that we had on the first row. We're going to work into that loop now. So instead of ignoring it, we're going to reach through and we're going to pull up a loop. That was the only one that we're going to skip. All right, guys, feel free to ask any questions. I'm so happy to answer. I know there was somebody that was really, really struggling with getting this. I wish they were on here right now. I wish I could somehow tag them, but yeah, maybe they'll, I'll try to reach out to them directly, but sometimes, I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, they were having a really hard time getting it. Okay, that is an interesting question. Sure, why not? I believe in destiny, I suppose. All right, so we're going to be working back this way. I'm going to reach in and pull up a loop. And now we're working back this other way. And don't forget to keep this one at the edge a bit smaller, so keep that nice, tidy. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you. Reaching through and pulling up a loop. Reaching through and pulling up a loop. And continuing on. Reaching through and pulling up a loop. Reaching through. This is it, y'all. This is just back and forth process of doing this. Keeping your stitches as consistent as possible so that you have a really nice finished product. So let's see. I mean, I've gotten some different questions. Okay, like one thing that one person said was that they had pulled apart their project and the yarn broke. So the cool thing about this yarn is that it can be sort of fused together with fire. So when let's say you come to the end of a skein, or maybe your yarn broke, or you want to add a different color, or whatever you're looking at doing, you can put these two yarns together. Excuse me, you can fuse these yarns together with this yarn together with fire. Let me just show you something real quick. I don't think I have a lighter, so I don't know how. Typically I do have a lighter, but I moved recently, so yeah. And just FYI, I don't use a lighter for anything than this, other than this, in case you're wondering. Oh, and lighting candles. All right, so let's see. I think I have some matches. We'll see if it works with a match. This could get interesting. I'm pretty sure comparing dinosaurs and aliens is kind of an apples and an orange type of thing. But I could be wrong. All right, so you're going to take the yarn like this. You're going to make sure that you've got it sort of readied up, right? Cleared out. And there's like this core of this yarn. You can really feel it when you press on it in the flat end. I'm going to try to do this with the match. This could be really interesting. So we're going to legit burn these edges and fuse them together. Okay. Ooh, I don't know if that'll be enough. So you just heat it up. Definitely would have been better if the match would have stayed lit for a little bit longer. I should have let it burn some. So you squish it together, and you got to be careful because it is wicked hot, obviously. And then the yarn is stuck together. If you get a good burn, it will seal super tight. Like I have things that I've worn many times or used many times that were fused that way. And even I've washed them and it's fine. It works great. And that way also you get a super nice finish. Like there's no big knots. I definitely need to burn that more. Let me see. It's difficult to do with a match. Let me not set the whole house on fire, or the whole project on fire also would be bad. Oh, that's going to be much better. Ugh. Yeah, definitely don't recommend doing that with a match. But hey, when you're in the house and all you got is a match, you can still make it work. So anyways, it works really well, Katie. And I first saw somebody do it on another YouTube channel. I was like, what the heck? Are you for real? But yeah, it works awesome. And once it cools, it's super, super strong. All right. Let's see. So yeah, so we were talking about, so you can use that to change colors in the work. You can use it when one skein ends and you want to add another skein onto it. Let's say your yarn broke for some reason, like if it snapped in the middle here, you could technically burn it and put it back together. So this is like a really forgiving yarn because of the ability that it could do that. So let me see. Let's say you don't like how it's going, right? You don't like how the project is going. Okay. Well, sort of like with crochet, you can undo it. You can go back. Like with other certain types of, like when you're knitting with knitting needles, you can't do that. It's you're committed. Once you're there, you're committed. So, but for this particular type of project, you could go back. Like if you happen to miss a loop, or decided that you weren't going to have enough yarn to finish that row and you needed to go back one row, it's easy to do that. All right. So let's see, what else? We are going to go back this way, and then I'm going to show you how you can finish it. I hear my daughter singing in the other room. Okay, so again, we're at the edge, so I like to keep these a little bit tighter. We're going to reach through, grab the working yarn, and pull up a loop. And then our yarn's going this way, so we're going to keep on working to the next open space. Just keep on going down the line. It's pretty repetitive. It's a very basic process. Okay, and last one. All right, let's say that's as far as you wanted to go. And now you want to close it off or finish up the project. Shh. Puka. My puggy is barking. All right, so. Oh gosh, let me see if I can remember. I haven't done it in a while. Okay, so we're going to leave this one open. We're going to reach into the next loop and pull up a loop. Okay, then this loop that was this first one is going to I'm doing it the wrong way. My brain just completely quit working. Okay, pause. Hold on while I remember how to do it. That's so sad. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't made a project. I haven't been on here in quite some time. I have some pretty big changes in my life, and I haven't been uploading or doing anything for quite some time, but things are starting to settle down, so I'm trying to get back into a routine. Okay, so to start this back route and to finish it off, we're going to work into the first loop. So we are doing what we always do, reach through and pull up a loop. Okay, we're going to leave that one there. We're going to go through the next one, reach through and pull up a loop. Okay, now with this loop is going to feed through the first loop so that you can see it closed it off. Okay, and now this loop is just chilling, ready to do its thing. So we go to the next open loop, pull up a loop, send it through the one over here, and prepare it to receive the next loop. Okay, reaching through, pulling up a loop. The one you just pulled up is going to go through this one. so that it pulls it over and makes that nice stitch. And it waits for the next one. And you just do this process down the line. Okay, reaching through, pulling up a loop, feeding it through, and sort of getting it ready to receive the next piece. And last one is pulling up, feeding it through, and then I'm getting it like that. Okay, now you have this little guy just chilling here, right? So you are going to need to cut your yarn and just going to take the tail and feed it through and tie a little knot. Just pull it tight to create your knot here. And you have your fabric piece. Depending on what your project was, you could, of course, have different sizes depending on what your project was. If it was a blanket, this would have been way longer. But you know what, you get my drift. So just got this. Oh, I did it too fast, huh? Well, considering you were asking me about like aliens and stuff at the beginning, I don't really imagine you're probably sitting there with the yarn and trying it yourself, but I could be wrong. Maybe you are, I don't know. Okay, so Bella plays. Isn't that cool? Like it just bam, seals up that whole side, and then you've got this nice piece of fabric, and you have your beautiful little stitches going this way. If you flippy flop it over, it looks a little funky, but that's the opposite side, so I wouldn't really worry about that side. At the end of the project, when you're all finished and ready to use whatever you've got this for, you would take these ends and just weave them in and out of a couple of these stitches to sort of hide the tails into the work. Let's see, recently I made this crazy headband. It's like super, super fluffy. Oh, you can see I've been wearing it. It's just all got dirt and stuff all over it. It's super fluffy. It's an easy project, and my hope is to get a quick tutorial made of that for you guys. But really, I wanted to come today and just answer any questions that anybody might have about, any problems that they ran into or how to do something. Again, like I said earlier, there was somebody that really was having difficulty with it yesterday, and I wish I could have been online to show them right then. But unfortunately, I was not. It does take a little bit of practice and some patience, but I feel like it's a project that is doable for most people. Hey, babe. So now is definitely a good time if you want to ask me any questions. And let me see. I have, this is completely unrelated, but portrait again that I've been working on. I'll show you real quick before I jump off of here. Eek. All right. So I know this is completely unrelated, but since I got into it at first and showed y'all a little bit of my art, I will just go ahead and share. I wonder if maybe I should do some art on camera, but this is something that I've been working on just recently. I don't know if you can see it very good, but it's just the beginning stages. It's always funny to me how it looks like complete Duke at first, and then slowly but surely it becomes art. It's so cool. And I just didn't even know that it could do that. I thought I just wasn't a good artist because I'd always stopped at when, the first little bit that I did, and it looks like a stick figure, right? Or it just looks like just these lines on the page. But the more that you start to shade and add layers and really take your time to work on it, suddenly it turns into something completely different. And I was just so surprised. And I don't know, I was just shocked. So like, you know, I'm older, so to find this skill or I guess talent at this point in my life is like too bizarro. It kind of makes me mad because I'm kind of ticked off I didn't have like all my life to really refine it, but I guess sometimes things come to us late in life and we just have to accept those things when they come and enjoy them when they come. And yeah, try to just improve. I'm gonna show you one last one if y'all weren't here earlier because this is one of my favorites. So this one is one of my favorites. I have one on the wall that is really like my best one yet, and I framed it, but it's like way on the other side of the room and I don't feel like undoing the camera. Does he? Well, I don't think he was in that picture, but they do definitely have a certain face that they make for promotional stuff. It is an actual person. So there's another one. Last one I'll show for today. So anyway, I don't know. Should I share my drawing process? Maybe I need to do like a whole nother channel and share my drawing there. I don't know. I do enjoy doing it. Yes, it is Korean text. You're correct. It is a Korean person, so that suits. His name is Hunjin. All right, well, whew. All right, guys, I'm just going to continue stitching. What time is it? Oh, it's really not that late. I don't know why it feels so much later. I don't know about y'all, but I am so ready for springtime. That's funny. It's pretty, isn't it? It works nice for a background. Before I had like, you know, a background I had put together on a piece of foam core. And so this is much easier. I don't have to move it around and fiddle with it. I do need a better light in here. I have a light, but I guess I'm going to have to dig that out so we could have a little bit better lighting here. All right, so what am I going to do? Oh, I am going to probably sign off and see if I cannot get a tutorial made for this cutie wootie headband, which I know looks kind of insane here, but actually looks really cute when you wear it. And there's a little short on my channel about what it looks like. So yeah, if you want to know how to make one of the big blankets, I have a full tutorial on making a large, like throw-sized blanket. So it's a full tutorial on my channel, of course, here on my channel, and it shows you all the steps, everything in between, lots and lots of goodies. And it's doable for beginners, guys. I've had lots of people comment, lots and lots and lots of people comment that the videos are helpful and that beginners can do it. And I wholeheartedly agree. And I feel like the blankets make such awesome gifts for just whatever, just anything. Birthdays, and especially for Christmas, that's especially a good time to do it. But you can also make other things with it. Yeah, so yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget, I am here. I am happy to answer questions. I'm happy to specifically answer questions with videos. Like if you have a question and you want me to make a video about it to show you that answer, I'm happy to do so. If you're really struggling with the project, I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Directly or here through YouTube, whatever works for you guys, I'm here for you. I'm going to try to do a little bit more crochet here again in the future. If you don't already know, I've been crocheting for about 18 years, and maybe about 6 months ago, I had sort of a really strange moment of really severe joint pain, all over joint pain. And in that time, it really just made my arms, I don't even know. I guess I've been crocheting for so long that they were just really tired, like carpal tunnel. And it just, wow, it just amplified everything. So I cannot crochet for long periods of time anymore, which is such a bummer. So I can't really make things to order anymore like I used to, but I can still share that knowledge with y'all through videos and through classes and such. So if there is something you'd like to know about crochet, a certain stitch, or just how to in general, then just let me know. Leave me comments, you guys. I love, love, love to get your comments. My favorite things is on every day, basically, I get some kind of cute comment on the one video, especially about how the video was so helpful. And it just, it feels great. I love it. So please do comment and share and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, you guys. All right. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Saturday, and I hope to see you guys soon. So bye. Oh, have to figure out how to turn this thing off though first. Bye, guys.